Hi, I'm Zeb Stevenson, Executive Chef at Livingston Restaurant and Bar. Today we're going to talk about knives, and this is going to be an introduction to our series on knife skills, which is a very, very important and overlooked topic that I think a lot of people are really curious about. Building on the fundamentals is important, and in keeping with that spirit, I want to talk about first, before we get into anything else, choosing the right knife for you and the right knife for the job that you're going to undertake. So if you'll zoom in a little bit, I'll show you that I brought a selection of my own knives. So if you've ever wondered what kind of knives chefs use, you have a little bit clearer picture. And I brought an assortment of different knives that are used specifically for different jobs. We're not going to overcomplicate it. We're going to keep it really straightforward. A chef's knife, like this, is great for all around. This is your workhorse knife. Whether you're dicing onions or potatoes, any vegetable work, that's going to be the knife that you'll go to most often. I like to keep a slicer, a slicing knife, and that's really just for what it says it's for slicing. So when you have the family over on Sunday or whatever and you have a roast, you have something nice to slice with, or perhaps breaking down the turkey at Thanksgiving. A boning knife is a little more specialized. This is the knife you're going to use if you're breaking down a chicken, or if you're filleting a fish. You can see that it's thinner, it's a little more flexible, and it's going to help you get in between bones and meat, and that's what it's designed for. The last essential is a paring knife. Small, it gets into tight places quickly, it's great for peeling vegetables, in particular, and doing finer work. The important thing to note when we're getting involved with using a knife is that we're setting up our area properly. And this is something I can't stress enough. First of all, a cutting board is essential. Don't let them fool you and tell you you can do it on your kitchen counter. You may not. You need a cutting board, and specifically, you really should have a cutting board made of good, durable plastic or wood. I've seen glass cutting boards, and I gotta tell you, I don't recommend using them. They're really hard on your knives. If you value your knives, which I'm sure you do, avoid the glass cutting board at all costs. The next important thing to note is that we set up some sort of device to keep that cutting board from slipping away on us. If you ever cut yourself even once because your cutting board has slipped away from you, you will thank me for this piece of advice. These rubber mats you can find anywhere, any supermarket. Cut off a length of it, slide it down. I'll even tell you, in the business, we'll take one of these towels, we'll wet it, wring it out, and set it underneath our cutting board, and it does the job. It keeps it from slipping. We're going to start slow. And I'm going to tell you a story about when I first got into the business, started cooking, and learned to use a knife. I had a great chef who encouraged me to practice. And I went home every single night, and I would sit at the coffee table, and I would grab a potato, and you'll find when you're learning to use a knife, potato is your best friend. And I would sit and I would watch TV, and I would just cut the potato and practice and practice and practice and practice. It's like anything else in life. If you want to get really good at it, that's what's required. Let's talk about how you hold a knife. You want to make sure that you have a good, firm grip on it. Don't hold it too close to the end. As you can see, you only get that much of the handle in your hand, and you don't have a really stable grip on it. We tend to choke up on the knife a little bit more because it gives us more control. That's good, solid right hand technique. One mistake that people make a lot when they're using a knife is they want to press straight down. And you can get results with that, but you can get a lot better results by drawing your knife through. And see how I did that? I started at the tip and made one smooth, fluid motion through the knife. Right now we're just practicing. We're not trying to accomplish anything. We're not going to the food show or trying to win the Bocuse d'Or. We're just learning to use a knife, and we're just getting comfortable with it. If you'll practice just a little bit every day, and again, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Approach it for what it is. It's a learning exercise. Try to master the motions. Get a firm grip of the knife, and again, draw the blade through, and you'll already be achieving better results than you probably are now. The next section, we're going to talk about how to maintain these knives so that we can get the best results out of them.